Okay, now let's have a quick look. So, who watered this? Varus, okay, cool. Okay, well, obviously, there's going to be a lot of mistakes, right? As bland as they will be, I'll point out every single one of them because for the sake of consistency, I like to point out absolutely everything. You waste a lot of time by not being at the buff on spawn. It sounds like something trivial and small, but I would definitely grind it into you until you realize just how much of a difference this actually makes. It's ridiculous. In the time it takes you to walk from here to here, like, people underestimate how slow you actually are. This goes for anything. It's not just this game here. How long do you actually think it takes for him to walk? Let's go from where he stands, yeah? How long do you think it takes for him to walk from here to here? What do you reckon? Any guesses? So he's here at 1:30. What time do you reckon he gets to the Varus? 5 seconds? I reckon more. I reckon it's going to be about 6 or 7. I reckon about 6 or 7. Let's have a look. So 1:30. Yeah, about 6 seconds. If they didn't kite it this way, it would have literally been about 6 to 7 seconds before he actually got to the red. So whenever you start on the red buff, know that you should be killing the red buff by 1 minute and 41 seconds to 1 minute and 43 seconds, depending on your leash. If it's any longer than that, you goofed somehow. Somehow you goofed it, yeah? So you can use that as a ballpoint value for this. You'll realize how far behind and how much this actually screws you over. Because you can cross, in a proper clear, you can cross this at 2:06. Fastest I've ever done it is 2:04. Haven't been able to do it faster. And that's a red into Raptors, crossing middle by 2:04. So if you go by that number, 2:06, let's see what time you cross it. You'll get to see just how far behind you are. So this should be dead right now. The kiting's good though. Nice compensation there. Now, don't walk up and auto it. E it first. Never walk up and auto it. It's not worth it. Just get your E out of the way ASAP. It drags the minions down. So when you're aiming it, hold your mouse exactly like this and press your E button. You should be able to hit 5. There's actually... I would literally give free coaching anytime you want to the person that can work out a way to hit 6. Because there is a way. I've done it before. It's got to do with the way you path up, the way you're facing it, and where you click. I worked it out. It's like right here. It's like somewhere right there. There's a way you can do it, and it's consistent every time, but it comes down to how you click it up here. I don't know how it is. But it doesn't really save you much anyway. But if your E had gone off right now, this would path down to here, and you'd be starting your auto attack sooner. So remember, 2:06 is when we cross this line. That's gonna reset, dude. So pay attention to the value of the patience value. You can tell when it's gonna reset by looking at its patience value. That's fine. See that? It's resetting. So you needed to run back up here. When in doubt, just smite. That lost you a lot of time. So look at the time now, right? 2:12. So compared to a standard optimized Yorick jungle clear, I've already finished this camp and I'm over here. So from now on, we're going to count, right? From here on, this is how much time you've lost. Okay, so it took you an extra 21 seconds to do the exact same clear. So that there alone is way too big. That's not just discount the first mistake of that. You could take that out, that it's irrelevant. That there becomes your biggest problem. If you can fix this, you'll be in a much better spot. Biggest reason is because this guy, he's probably not made that mistake. Master Yi can't really make that mistake. Yorick can, really easily. So he's done 2 camps now, and he's already about to finish his 3rd. And he got a shit leash as well. But it's just, you haven't really set yourself up for a clean victory here, that's all. So, I like that you went to the red. as per my rule of last night, if they start topside red, you should go to your blue straight away. Don't do wolves. Always, always, always blast cone over. I'll show you in practice tool why it's important to blast cone over. I know I do it a lot and I don't explain it. But I'll show you why after this. Okay, so at this stage, this is a very scuffed clear. This is like hugely scuffed. The biggest problem with this clear is that it's not only one camp behind, but now you've got no ghouls. You've got absolutely no ghouls. So if we go back a bit, let's watch how you take the blue, right? So you E the blue, yeah? Your ghouls take aggro. Because if you cast your E straight away, your ghouls jump onto the center of the blue buff's hitbox. Yorick can't get to that center. His character model is too big. So once you E, you can never get your ghouls off aggro. So keep that in mind. If you're going to do this, that's fine, right? But comes with an exception. You need to do wolves after. You can't go blue into Gromp and then scuttle because you finish with 0 ghouls. If you were going to do the same clear you did, go blue, then go wolves after, then go scuttle. You'll finish with 4 ghouls. Good. So, don't know if you guys noticed this, but the way he W'd then displaced the Scuttle. Scuttle usually has 60 armor. This one has 10. So, he removed all the armor by casting his W correctly. Good Drazen, what's up, dude? There you go, smited it. That's fine. Doesn't really make that much of a difference. Okay, now. Biggest thing I will call anyone out on. You're going to pick Yorick jungle. I expect you to do everything to a T, yeah? Biggest thing that people do that will keep you losing games, no matter what, is time wasting. I always say in low elo, what elo is this actually? Let me have a look. Okay, so this is silver 2, right? Silver 2, low silver, yeah? In low elo, you don't have to out jungle the enemy, yeah? All you have to do is let him out jungle himself. Because I promise you, he will make so many fuck ups that you can get away with just perma farming. Easy. Right? So if we watch it, from the second he kills this Scuttle, it's 3 minutes 30. Watch the next time he actually gets something done. I can already tell you this isn't going to work. I can already tell you this isn't going to work. Unless he somehow miraculously flashes, E's, W's in front of her and she flashes inside, there's no way this is working. It's just not a gankable lane. He's got no ghouls, he's got nothing. So this is something you should be able to look at and say, the chances of this working are sub than 50%. It's not worth you doing. Okay, there. So 405. So 35 seconds it took him to decide the next camp is what needed to be done. That's another about 25 seconds wasted. Where can you play Children of the Web for cheap? Dude, that is a really weird question. You sure you're right there? Cool. Got ghouls. Now, let's look at something, right? Look at that scoreboard right there. Look at that scoreboard, okay? Do you guys see anything interesting on that scoreboard in terms of, like, considering how his game has gone and how all the mistakes are pointed out, what do you notice in the scoreboard that's interesting? Oh, good. To be honest, I wasn't expecting you to get that. I'm actually mad impressed that you got that. Yeah, you're equal in farm. 24 CS to 24 CS. You're equal. Considering you wasted 25 seconds earlier, 30 seconds later, you're equal in farm with him. So, like I said, you don't have to out-jungle the enemy. He out-jungles himself. He is equal with you. But you've fucked up a lot. A lot. So, if you were efficient that entire time, you would have such a bigger lead on him right now. You're basically... Only reason you're equal is because you misplayed. You get what I mean? Okay, so that's an interesting play that you did there, right? So I can see why you did that. To be honest, I'm not gonna call you out on it because I think I would have done just about the same thing here. I think I would have run bot as well because that's a very good lane to gank right there. It's just unfortunate that it didn't work. To be honest, I think I would have waited in the bush and gone for it anyway. That's alright. Now, if we look at your gold. Now, I'm not sure what build you're going. You might be going, what's it called? You might be going Manamune. You might be going standard Yorick build. Either way, it's fine, right? Look at your gold. You're at 950 gold right now. When it comes to taking Krugs and the respawned Raptors, there's no reason for you to be taking these without doing your buy first. If you go back and you buy Skirmishes or you buy Chilling Smite, it speeds up that clear so much, you have no idea. This deals 35 damage bonus on hit. As soon as you upgrade the jungle item, it becomes 40, I think. I think it's 40. And then you get the Talisman burn as well. It speeds your clear hugely. You should not be trying to do this respawn camp or this camp unless you're trying to save up for a pickaxe, which you already have enough gold for it. So basically, if you're still out, put it this way, right? Put it on a rule. If you're still farming by 4 minutes 30, you need a recall. Because right now, you've got the perfect recall spot. It would have been just after this. So that should have been your recall. 4 minutes and 20 seconds. You can get your pickaxe if you're going Manamune. You can get a tier if you want to go that build of Manamune. Or you can get your Skirmishes plus 2 pink wards. You have plenty of options. But yeah, don't redo this unless you have your jungle item or a pickaxe. It's so slow. Like, look how long this will take him. This is so much faster if you have your items. Okay, good gank. I like this gank. That's a free Teemo kill. Oh, Alistar. Alistar. Nah, never start Talisman. It slows your clear hugely. Okay, let's go through this again one more time. Okay, so if you had a talisman, if you had a red smite here, a sweeper, you could have been able to tell if this was warded for one. You would have had it if you would recalled earlier. What I want to point out here is not that you didn't recall. What I want to point out is your path to ganking. Yeah. So let's get an epic pen out here. Now I want you to watch his path. The way that people gank really indicates how experienced they are in the jungle. Bad players will do this. Good players will do this. Right? You want to do this. Do that there. You don't want to run into them. You want to cut their exit off. So if they're both running this way, you don't want to run into them. Instead, you want to run with them and then look to trap them in front of them. Yorick's wall should never be used as a sole trap. Like, you should never be walling them inside it unless you know they don't have flash. So if you watch his path here, he then runs straight down to the Teemo. You don't run into the Teemo, you run with the Teemo. Because if he had run right here, then Teemo would have been blocked off completely. I guarantee you Teemo would have even gone into the crevice down here. Into this little circle I can't remember what it's called. Into the fucking pathway there. A lot of the times people will fuck up a lot. Yeah, Alistar fucked up there. That's unfortunate. Alcove, thank you. I don't remember the name. Okay. Now remember, I was saying before, in low elo, jungles will out-jungle themselves. Yeah? You don't have to out-jungle them because a lot of the times they'll fuck themselves up. Right? Now I'm not saying you're bad. I'm not saying you're playing this badly, right? But to this Master Yi, you've done that. You've screwed up your clear early. You've screwed up your gank. And what that's caused is now Master Yi has a lead on you. 32 CS to 28. Despite all the misplays you've done, he's only slightly ahead of you. But he's ahead of you because you screwed yourself over. Master Yi has yet to leave the jungle. So he's done absolutely nothing. I'd be surprised if he even had vision of his items at the moment. Because I don't think he's actually left the jungle once. So you don't want to be this guy. You want to be the guy that's done nothing but permafarm. And if he had done this right, he would be 40 plus CS right now. And he'd be almost level 6. Because all he had to do was just permafarm the entire jungle. And never invade without ghouls either. As absolutely never works. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, good quarterback out. So, no ghouls on Yorick. Never try to do anything. If you don't have ghouls, I don't want you pressuring anything. Use that as a rule of thumb. If you have no ghouls, you should not be doing a single thing. And now you lost your red. Now, if this was a good Master Yi, your game is over right there. Remember I said before, if you're even with him, you're fine. If he's ahead of you, you're screwed. If this was a good Yi, you would be absolutely gone. Luckily, it's low elo. People fuck themselves over. Now, notice not level 6 yet. Now, at the time that your first buff respawns, let's go back. And I'll point out just what your experience bar should usually be. So we'll go by his spawn, because that's where it should have really been. Okay, so his first buff is respawn. So your experience bar should be around about here. Oh wait, you can't see that. Okay, so your experience bar should be around about right here, right there. If you've done the jungle well and you've farmed well, it should usually be about, let's say, 60 to 80%. If you got a successful gank off and you managed to tax, it should be like literally almost 6, if not 6 already. Yeah, we'll just go there. Yeah, you're right. It is a really bad start. What happened just then was just you being optimistic. You just haven't given yourself the lead you need or the start you need to be able to make those kind of plays. Luckily, Yorick level 6 is overpowered. But level 5 at 10 minutes is absolutely... I'm so surprised you actually come back into this game. Good gank. Okay, so this is where your experience is going to come. Oh my god, dude. Cool. So that's going to help you. Push. Push, 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 push. Never back out. Never, ever, ever back out. If there's a wave, you need to push it. This experience deficit that you've given yourself, that's your experience right there. That's your way into this game. Look how much experience you miss out on there. Oh, and once again, Master Yi has fucked himself over. By not clearing his entire top half jungle, he's somehow equal CS with the Yorick that's died twice and has had an absolutely terrible early. But Master Yi has fucked himself to the point where it doesn't matter to make a difference. Let's go back and have a look at that. So, remember like I said before, you never want to W on someone unless they don't have flash, yeah? So your W here should have gone there. Right there, not here. If you W her, she flashes over it. W in front of her, she flashes into it. And you have you landed your E as well, so you were definitely in the right spot for it. What are you running as your runes? Okay, so you went Transcendence. Probably say Gold Approach Velocity, it's a bit easier. Yo, Dan, thanks for your follow, dude. Really? Only following me now? Swear to God, you're already following me. Oh, that pathing of the maiden there. Oh, now he's just turning into Yorick. Now, all that's happened now is it's just Yorick jungle. He's hit level 6. He's got his items. He's got a bit of an early game now. He's got some gold, some experience in his bank, and now he's just popping off. Because that's what Yorick does. Once you hit a certain point of the game, he just pops off. How long is this game, actually? Okay, so it goes pretty quick from here. He actually pops off. Like, he literally pops off. Crazy to think that this is how much you did with that early game. Imagine if you gave yourself a good early game. It becomes really easy once it gets to this stage. Yeah? Yorick basically autopilots himself. Alright, catch you later, Ada. Have a good one, dude. 3 AM. Fuck me, dude. Late as shit. Easy. Easy. See? Yorick autopilots himself, dude. You don't have to do anything. He does it all on its own. That's game. Easy. Rest is a stomp from here. But you can see how many mistakes there were early. There was so many. The clear is the biggest one. The way you took Raptors is the second one. The time wasting around about here. Not running into river with ghouls. One ghoul when you run into river early. Then time wasting, not knowing what to do afterwards. There's like 7 things in a row that you can see here. Fix them, dude. Your earlies are so much better. Like, so. You've got the skills of him down. It's just the early. Just work on that. Don't worry about the stress of like having to get ganks off. It's irrelevant. At your elo, it doesn't matter. All your win condition is at your elo range is literally being strong enough with items. You can get items by farming or ganking. You don't have to do both, and you don't have to do one of them. Farming is more reliable than ganking if you're not a good jungler. So just farm. It's easy. Easy peasy.